Right. I'm still eating those Jaffa Cakes things. I must be ill. Bought them hours ago. The chill, it returns. I'm still very unwell. But that's okay. I'm using my unwell time quite wisely. So this one, I know I said there was two things. I think I've remembered the other one, but I remember the main one. So I know I've made the analogy before with feelings, emotions, to the grief cycle. For those of you that don't know, and not in a patronising way, it's the, what is it? I don't even fucking know if I can quote it. Denial, anger, blame, reasoning, acceptance. I think it is. Bargaining, whatever, reasoning, bargaining. Trying to reason with it. And each stage needs to be respected. I think they're now saying it's one of those where you can hop around it a little bit before you get to the end. But the point is, acceptance is when you are declared to have, what the Americans call closure. I have closure. Sounds like a fucking dentist tablet. Whatevs. I know what they mean. And I've likened it to sort of all things. Well, the principle is behind it. Let it fucking be. Let it be. And I think to actually fully analogize emotional pain to the grief cycle is perhaps inaccurate. And I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to touch on something that nearly all of you are getting horribly wrong. So the first stage is actually acceptance. And it means a different thing to what it means in the grief cycle. It means identifying with and not being ashamed of whatever that feeling is. I feel pathetic. I feel worthless. I feel shit. La-da, la-da-da. I want to fucking kill myself. I can quite safely say that because I know I'm not going to. I've said it before. I want to fucking kill myself or I want to fucking die is a state of mind. It is not a statement of intent. They're very, very different animals. They're very, very different mindsets. And I think, I'm afraid, my own view is because, if anyone dares say that, it's like, oh, how dare you, da-da-da-da-da, and they have to go at them. And for sort of, if I ever say this, people think I don't know what they mean by it, and they start explaining it to me. That's when we really fall out. Well, no, what do you fucking mean? I'm saying it's wrong. Oh, no, that's because, da-da-da-da-da, they start explaining it to me. It's like, God. But I do think that, just to mention that you feel like that is seen as a total crime, and it makes people push that fucking feeling down. And when you push a feeling down, it festers, turns into toxic bile within you, and starts eating at you. And if people were able to state it, and people go, mate, I fucking feel you. I know exactly what you fucking mean. I know exactly what you fucking mean. Mate, I wanted to fucking end it all. Literally, don't care, jumping off a fucking cliff. Normalise it. Acceptance. Accept it. I'm not saying you should all come out and tell yourselves you want to kill yourselves. I'm really not. But the acceptance, I don't know if that's the right word, acknowledgement. That's what I'm going to call it. Because when you work with this shit, when you're carrying pain, when you have been hurt, you're not carrying it, actually. You're not. It's a misinterpretation of what's going on. You've been taught to carry it. You're not actually carrying it a lot of the time. It's there. It's in you. To be able to move that, you need to identify it because it has become a part of your ego. And you do not like to deny your own ego. When you start to deny your own ego, you end up like me. I was denying my own ego. I believed I didn't exist, practically, almost. That's when I almost went insane properly. Like, properly insane. Not just with a serious mental condition that you all call a personality disorder and interpret as a fucking attitude. Big lot of misinformation out there about what I'm going through and what a lot of other people are going through, what a lot of other people claim they're going through and argue about. And this all needs to stop at once. You're all very naughty children. So that is part of that listening. Let them identify it. Let them own it, as they say. Using I language. I feel like this. Don't say you. Well, you just feel like this and you think it's never going to happen to you, you know? And then you just think, well, what's the point? You just think that is when people aren't having an emotional relationship connection to what they're actually saying. And they're fucked, mate, if they ever think they're going to fucking move anything with counselling, with any kind of fucking therapy. Because subconsciously they're denying their own fucking self. This is going on. That's why a lot of you are getting fucked up. That's why a lot of you are getting depression. Own it. Own it. It's okay to own it. It's not okay not to be okay. It's fucking shit. But it's okay to own that. Don't be scared of owning it. Live your truth. Live your truth. So I might actually finish the what should I even call it? I'm going to come up with something similar to the grief wheel with some stages. I'm going to draw it. I'm going to talk about each one. That's going to be one of my next projects, actually. But that is what is so fucking fundamental to the healing, people. I cannot stress that enough. If you're talking to someone who's as much fucked up as I am, they are in some very dark spaces. They have a lot of pain. They have a lot of dark fucking anger and misunderstanding. And they may talk like a stroppy child. Don't judge them. With me, I've ended up saying stop expecting normal from me. Because when people do expect normal from me, that's when they fall out with me. Expect anything. Expect weirdness. Don't expect me to interact in the same way as another human, and you might end up getting on with me. I fucking meant that, as I accentuated it with a belch. But yeah, it's a name for the start of the process. You need to say, I am this pain. This pain is me. I've said in another video, I love my pain. I have to, because it's part of me. It's part of what makes me me. But sometimes that can lead to you subconsciously holding on to a lot of it. Remember, we want to move it. It's stuck energy, so we work with it energetically, and we need to, as an energetic entity, as a consciousness that states, I am, ego, I am this is me, this is what I want to move. It needs to be that for the energy to be able to move it. So don't be in denial. Don't be in denial. Don't minimize it. Stop saying we all go through it. You'll just have to take that one as an absolute fact, please. It makes people feel terrible when you say that to them. Or when you talk about how it's really annoying when people say that. Just don't even go there with it. Don't even fucking go there with it. People who are in the sort of pain I am are fully fucking aware of all the other fucking shit that's going on in the world. They don't need you to point that out to them. They don't need to be made to feel like they are claiming something that they don't deserve, because that's what's happening when you do that to people. That's what energetically, subconsciously you're doing. You're the one saying they don't deserve it to their subconscious. If you say, come on, you're not the only one going through it, you're partially destroying them. You are. And you're saying that they don't deserve it. So it's little wonder that people have this underlying manifestation of not deserving something when consciously they feel that they do deserve it. It's a confusing place to be. But that's when you subconscious has been retrained by somebody else for years. That's what happened. So the other thing, it was just a simple thing, and it was actually one of the expressions I referred to earlier. This is another one of my little real life stories, and it was after I wrote that post. Then some friends were going out for dinner, and they invited me, and it was lovely. And I was like, do you know what? I think I actually can. I think I can handle it. And I went out, and what was it? I had a starter, but then I took it home. They gave me a box to take it home, and I think I had a main course. I don't know. I didn't eat much, but I ate. And it was one of the people who was there, and she said, have you ever tried not worrying about it? And because she's a friend, and because despite fucking much accusation to the contrary, I do feel the intent. You never, ever, I promise you, need to tell me that you were trying to help. I already know if you were. Okay? I already know. And I knew that she was. And so I remained calm, and I didn't get, oh, wow, for fuck's sake, why did people say that to me? I just said, can I just say to you, I really honestly don't know what that means. To not worry. I don't know what it means. Do you know her reaction? Remember, reactions shout the loudest. She went, oh, you don't know what it means. Basically sort of made a face of like, God, that must be hard then. She just accepted it. So, you know, it for me, it did underline the thing that you've all got a don't worry button somewhere. You can choose to not worry. I'm so jealous of you. But again, it was in a world of doubt, I suddenly felt normalised by a simple fucking reaction to something. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful you are. But remember, you've got that power, and you can misuse it, and you can get it wrong, and so many of you are. Because you're getting tied up with yourselves and wrapped up in your own stuff. You're projecting. A lot of people don't know what that means. A lot of people think they know what it means. It's one of those I used to get grammar Nazi about. To say, oh, I'm projecting, I'm seeing into the future, because, you know, business is projected figures, and da-da-da-da-da. You know, in the world of business, maybe that is what it means. But in the world of psychology, it's like a projector shines a big light on something, right? Shines through an image, and boom, there. So what you do is you project your views onto a situation, and that's how you then interpret it. So when you say, oh, she's just being da-da-da-da-da, what you're saying is, that's what I would do in that situation. That is a form of projecting. There's lots of forms of projecting. Bullying is projecting. You're weak, you're fucking shit, you're stupid. I'm weak, I'm fucking shit, I'm stupid. There's a finger at you and there's 3 pointing back at me. That's a form of projecting. Projecting is a very, very big term, actually. It covers a lot of stuff. Group therapy, you don't project. You don't refer to them as the group, because the group might keep changing. And you can project the group, the ideology of the group. And you lose the individuals in that group. That's a form of projecting. But we are often projecting our own views onto other people's situations, whilst telling them that everyone experiences, everyone experiences things in their own way. We're all individuals. Yet you're projecting your stuff onto them. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode, because time's cracking on. And I'm fairly certain there's going to be another one.